All right, here's a question. So what is at 1209 North Orange in Delaware? Well, think big. Think Apple. Think Google, Ford, American Airlines. More than 285,000 companies all claim that address as their tax safe haven. In fact, there are now more corporations than people in Delaware. In full disclosure, the parent company of Fox Business, that's News Corp, is even incorporated there as well. So here with me now is Joe DeGeneva, former U.S. attorney, and Rebecca Wilkins from the Citizens for Tax Justice. Thanks to both of you for joining us. Joe, let me start with you. So what has Delaware figured out that the rest of the country has not?
Well, I was born and raised in Delaware, and I love Delaware.
Okay.
And here's the deal. Since 1792, this little engine that could, Delaware, has been trying to figure out a way to beat the big boys, the big states. And so in 1792, they started enacting a bunch of laws that makes it a nice place for corporations to live and breathe and do business. And it is a tax haven in many, many ways. They have the best corporate litigation court system in the world. It's called the Chancery Court. It's the most respected business court in the world. Other courts look to it for guidance. And they've just figured out a way to do business. For example, a number of years ago, a friend of mine drafted a law there that allowed Delaware to obliterate its usury law for credit card companies. And then all the big banks moved to Delaware,
they all
built
flocked right there. So, Rebecca,
right.
you know, Delaware has made $860 million off of this as a result. You know, it sounds like they've got it made. They figured out something smart. You don't think so?
Well, what Delaware has done is just siphoned tax revenues from other states around the country that are having huge budget problems. And the rest of us taxpayers make up the gap. But
couldn't those other states just win those businesses back if they made their business laws, you know,
competition's a good thing if you're talking about goods and services. If we have competition between businesses, we get a better good at a cheaper price. But competition between governments is not a good thing.
Why?
It's a massive race to the bottom. They're just sucking revenue out of the system. It's not just moving revenue from Pennsylvania to Delaware. Delaware's collecting less revenue than Pennsylvania was.
Here's the problem with that argument, and Joe, maybe you can address this, is that companies don't actually pay tax. I pay the tax, because when I buy an Apple product or I buy something from Coca-Cola, I buy a can of Coke, they pass along whatever tax they're paying to me.
Sure.
So if a company's paying more tax, that means that I'm paying more, and I'm just handing it over to the government that isn't that great at spending it anyway.
Well, here's the other thing. You know, tax laws are no different than any other state law. You can be a right-to-work state. Why do you think all the foreign car manufacturers are moving to the South? Because there are no unions down there. The reason these companies come to Delaware is that Delaware has the most liberal laws for allowing the board of directors to run their company. They have a chancery court that's expert and efficient in ruling on corporate disputes with shareholders and anybody else. This is what America's all about. Free enterprise.
I got to give the last word to Rebecca. Isn't it better than them sending the business overseas and taking Apple overseas if they can't be in Delaware?
They're doing both. They're using offshore tax havens to avoid their U.S. federal tax, and they're using Delaware and other state tax havens to avoid their taxes in other states.
Okay, I guess the lesson is money goes where it's treated best. Thanks to both of you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Great to be with you.
Thank you.
Well, think twice before you take that complimentary bathrobe from the hotel. The Waldorf Astoria is on a mission to get stolen items back, and they're asking for your help.